We are a species obsessed with guarantees. It's why we often repeat the old proverb that nothing in this world is certain except death and taxes. But that quest for certainty has always faced a problem. Philosophers like Socrates have argued that our subjective perception cannot be fully trusted. Modern neuroscience and cognitive psychology now confirm this ancient suspicion. Our internal senses are flawed, providing us with a filtered or distorted version of the world. Because we couldn't rely on our internal experience, we looked outward. We sought absolute, measurable certainty in the external physical universe instead. This psychological drive fueled the history of scientific discovery. We looked to the stars and the laws of nature to find a reality that was stable, predictable, and reliable. This search reached a peak with the birth of early physics and the later work of Albert Einstein. His theories of relativity provided a framework where the motions of the universe finally seemed to follow a clear, logical order. This established a deterministic worldview. The universe functions like a line of dominoes. If we know the initial conditions, we can predict every event. This power allowed us to map the mechanics of the cosmos with incredible precision. We used these mathematical laws to track the trajectories of comets and predict their arrival years in advance. This same mastery of clockwork physics allowed us to calculate the exact paths needed to send astronauts to the moon and land probes on planets. But this creates a philosophical tension. If the universe is just a sequence of falling dominoes, dictated by prior causes, then reality is entirely rigid. In a perfectly predictable, deterministic system, there is no space for spontaneity or surprise. Every outcome is already decided, leaving no room for the concept of human free will. As our tools improved, we shifted our focus from the massive cosmos down to the smallest building blocks of reality. Here, the clockwork model didn't just slow down, it stopped working entirely. Werner Heisenberg realized that the rules of the microscopic world are disruptive. He discovered that at the subatomic level, particles refuse to follow deterministic paths. This is the core of the uncertainty principle. You cannot know both the position and momentum of a particle with precision at the same time. As we gain certainty in its location, we lose certainty in its speed. This uncertainty is a fundamental property of reality. It isn't a result of blurry lenses or weak sensors. It is a limit written into the laws of nature itself. This creates a striking contrast between the two realms. While the massive scale of the cosmos appears orderly and measurable, the deep foundation it actually rests upon is a violently chaotic, unreadable cloud that cannot be pinned down. The uncertainty principle proves that the universe operates as an unknowable probability cloud rather than a perfectly tuned machine. For a species that spent centuries trying to find absolute control, the idea of a fundamentally uncertain universe can feel unsettling. However, we can reframe this uncertainty as wiggle room. It is a tiny, necessary margin of error woven into the fabric of existence. Consider the alternative. A universe without this wiggle room would be static and simple. If every cause had only one possible effect, reality would lack the complexity required for anything to evolve or change. Even the predictable cycles of stars and solar systems rely on this underlying microscopic chaos to exist as part of a dynamic system. This inherent messiness provides the space for diversity and growth to emerge. By moving away from a single, predetermined path, the universe gains the flexibility needed for a complex reality to flourish. Uncertainty serves as our essential partner on this journey. It creates the only environment where a rich, dynamic, and meaningful life is actually possible.